Dallas, Texas, September 10th, 2025. It began like any other Wednesday. The city stirred awake, children getting ready for school, cars filling the highways, the hum of ordinary life moving forward. The morning sun poured down on Dallas, casting light on what seemed like a routine day. But behind the walls of the downtown Suites Motel, just off Interstate 30, something unspeakable was taking shape. In a place meant for sleep and safety, a shadow of pure violence was waiting to be unleashed. What started as a petty dispute over a broken washing machine would erupt into a scene so barbaric, so grotesque, that it would sear itself into the memory of Dallas forever. A husband, a father, beheaded in broad daylight, as his wife and young son screamed in horror, powerless to stop it. This is the Dallas Motel beheading. The downtown Suites Motel was nothing special, a faded building tucked just off Interstate 30 with peeling paint. It was the kind of place where the days blurred together, where the hum of traffic outside was constant, and the faces of guests changed almost as quickly as the weather. For the families living there, it wasn't luxury, it was survival. Couples raising kids in cramped rooms, workers pulling long shifts, then coming back to paper-thin walls and a bed that creaked with every turn. Chandra Nagamallaiah, 50 years old, was one of them. A husband, a father, a man trying to hold his life together. On that Wednesday morning, he had no idea his final moments were counting down. Somewhere else in the motel, another man was already growing restless. A man with a violent past, haunted eyes, and a temper known to snap without warning. His name, Yordanis Cobos Martinez, and soon his rage would turn the motel into a slaughterhouse. Chandra wasn't just another worker at the motel. He was the manager, the boss of the downtown Suites. Yordanis was only an employee under him, both men living and working on the same property, forced into each other's orbit, with no space to escape the tension. It began with something small, a broken washing machine, but what followed had nothing to do with appliances. Chandra didn't speak to Yordanis directly. Instead, he asked a woman to translate. She told him, firmly, "Don't use it." Simple words, clear instructions. But to Yordanis Cobos Martinez, it was more than that. Hearing those words through another person, instead of face-to-face, cut into his pride. He didn't hear caution, he heard disrespect. In his mind, Chandra had gone around him, used someone else's voice, and treated him as if he didn't deserve to be addressed directly. And that was enough. Enough to turn a quiet morning into a nightmare. The motel air grew heavier. The silence was no longer ordinary. Something violent was about to erupt. The cameras inside the downtown Suites Motel never blinked. They captured everything, every second of what was about to happen. Chandra tried to retreat toward safety, toward his wife and young son in the front office. But Yordanis was already in motion, machete in hand. The chase was merciless. Neighbors froze in terror as the hallway filled with screams. Chandra's wife tried to intervene. His son watched helplessly, holding a bat. But nothing could stop what came next. Yordanis swung with pure hatred. Each blow was heavy, deliberate, designed to end a life. And then, in an act so savage it defies comprehension, he severed Chandra's head from his body. Even with the head already severed, Yordanis crouched down and robbed him, digging through his pockets, stealing his phone and key card, treating the corpse like it was nothing. The horror didn't stop there. Witnesses say he kicked the head into the parking lot, like a soccer ball, before picking it up and discarding it in a dumpster. It was broad daylight, a family shattered, a community traumatized, and every single moment was caught on surveillance footage. That footage will not be shown here, but if you want to understand the raw, unfiltered brutality of what happened, you can find it on my Twitter, @RealDallasDrill.
A witness here tells me that she saw what was a gruesome and graphic attack unfold at this motel near Samuel Grand Park in East Dallas. She says what started as a loud argument ended in horror.
An attack so disturbing the people who saw it can't understand why. I feel lost. I was crying.
But Stephanie Elliott, who didn't want to show her face, will not forget how. She says she witnessed a suspect grab a machete and start chasing a man across the parking lot of the downtown suites in East Dallas.
He almost made it to the office, but then he slipped.
Then, she says, the suspect began slashing him over and over, dozens of times.
And that's when he got over on the top of him, and then he hit him again, started just whacking at his neck. And then he just kept hitting until he decapitated him.
Police say they started getting calls just after 9:30.
The suspect has a machete, and fire is noticing that he is actually cutting someone's head off.
Our officers were proactively patrolling the area and responded quickly to take the violent criminal into custody.
They arrested the suspect a block away, the machete still on the ground. The victim, DPD says, died at the scene.
Could not believe that anybody would just do another human being that way.
Elliott says it started as an argument, but the suspect gave no reason why it ended like this. Did he say anything?
No. What was left to say?
In East Dallas, I'm Cole Sullivan.
3422 Samuel Boulevard went from peaceful to shocking. Dallas emergency responders received the call around 9:30 Wednesday morning. A beheading at a motel. Johnny, who doesn't want to show his face or give his last name, unfortunately says he saw it all.
What I saw, the dude that was cleaning up, he was coming out of 106, he was going to 108. And I was standing downstairs waiting on my ride. The manager was walking past him.
The 56-year-old says both men worked at the downtown suites motel. Neither Dallas police nor the motel confirmed that. Police did say that 37-year-old Yordanis Cobos Martinez allegedly killed 50-year-old Chandra Nagamallaiah. It was the way they say he did it, with a machete, as the victim tried to escape the ambush and the blade.
He was trying to get to his office, and he was hollering for his wife and them to tell him, help, 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 and then the dude was chasing him. He literally chased him down, and he couldn't get in the office.
In front of the victim's family, Johnny says, beheading the man.
He literally went over there and picked the man's head up and walked over to this dumpster and put the man's head in the dumpster.
Kim, who doesn't want to release her last name, came home to the motel and a crime scene.
This is unexpected. So unexpected.
She, like everyone else, is trying to figure out what happened. Police have not said that just yet. Witnesses told CBS News Texas they did not see a fight. They did see a family in pain, watching the unthinkable happen right in front of them.
I know I would be going through shambles if I witnessed that. To see someone decapitated, come on now.
As the echoes of screams faded, Dallas Fire Rescue arrived. From a safe distance, they saw him. Cobos Martinez, blood-soaked, machete still in hand, carrying the severed head like a grotesque trophy. Police closed in. The chase was brief. Less than a block away, the man who had turned a motel into a slaughterhouse was taken into custody. His hands still red, his shirt stained, his eyes cold. When questioned, he didn't deny a thing. He admitted to everything. The surveillance cameras, the witnesses, the machete. It all pointed to one terrifying truth. A man had chosen murder over reason, and nothing would stop him. Cobos Martinez was charged with capital murder, the highest form of homicide in Texas law. Court records and police reports later revealed the depth of his violence. Yordanis Cobos Martinez wasn't just a man who lost control. He was a man with a history soaked in crime. Carjacking, assault, indecency with a child, false imprisonment. ICE had detained him, released him, and in January 2025, he had walked free again, a demon lurking in plain sight. For Chandra's family, there was no closure. His wife and son watched helplessly as life ended in the most brutal way imaginable. And for Dallas, the memory of that motel that morning and the unimaginable horror will never fade. Cobos Martinez was not an ordinary man. He was a storm waiting to break. His criminal record stretches across states, across years. A trail of violence that foreshadowed what would happen in Dallas. In California, he tried to carjack a woman while completely naked, climbing into her car with her inside, a crime so brazen it shocked the community. In Houston, charges for indecency with a child and assault marked him as dangerous, unpredictable. In Florida, auto theft added to a pattern of lawlessness. ICE had him in custody, then released him in January 2025 after Cuba refused to take him back because of his criminal history. A man with a violent past, roaming free until rage found its outlet at the downtown Suites Motel. Every act in his past, the assaults, the break-ins, the defiance of law, they were warnings, threads leading to that fateful morning. When Chandra confronted him over a washing machine, it wasn't just a dispute, it was the ignition of a life of violence finally reaching its climax. Cobos Martinez didn't stumble into murder. He carried decades of brutality with him. And that day, in broad daylight, all of it came to a head. Dallas has seen violence, but nothing like this. A husband, a father, beheaded in broad daylight. His wife and son powerless, forced to watch. Cobos Martinez is behind bars, but the horror remains. In the motel, in the memories, in the city.